Hey, what up, y'all? What's going on? So, I got a few things we're going to talk about today, but if you have not already, go to akachicomics.com and pre-order Void Beast Chapter 4. Chapter 4. We are wrapping up the story as far as the big bad showing his face and letting more of our characters shine. So you get to see more of the character from all angles, from this supporting cast and stuff. So get on there and do that. Also, check out my interview with my man Roderick. We got to chop it up on his Royal House Comics podcast, so that was cool. We had this in the making for a while, so I finally got to sit down and talk to my mans about that. So before I get into the other stuff, I'll start off with I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners yesterday. I've been working on Jesus Christ. For the folks that follow me and know, like, real estate is my thing and stuff. I really like some things. And this is going to go into some other things I'm going to talk about. But I'm getting my general contractor stuff together. And I turned on Edge Runners, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, just to have it in the background. I was like, I'll just have it in the background while I'm doing this test and studying and stuff like that. Man, I turned that stuff on. I turned on Edge Runners, and Jesus Christ. Like the first 15, 20 minutes of the first episode just grabbed me. And then after that, I was on it. I finished, like, when I made that post, I was actually like at 5. And then I finished the rest of it last night. And this is one of the ones that is really good. And I'm definitely, like, I know people talk about spoilers. My people that seen it, y'all seen it. We know what's going on. And this is one that you have to look at, because that story, it had the newer style of art and stuff, but it had that, to me, it had that old school anime feel, like Armitage, Polymatrix, probably even some of the Ghost in the Shell, some of that 8-Man After stuff, that sci-fi type cyberpunk futuristic stuff. And it really gave me that feel, the pacing and everything. I liked all the characters, good, bad. I liked everybody in there, even if I hated some of them. The only person I would have liked to see more of is the Smasher guy. I would have liked to see more of him. But when he popped up, I even liked him. But that was the type of story that I like. And my reasoning for it is because not just the music and everything and the characters, but because of how it played out. I always feel like, and I've talked about this with Javon Stokes and stuff, but I feel like when you're going on certain endeavors and you keep going down a certain path, certain situations are bound to happen. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts. You are going to run into something. There is no, and I feel like that's what separates a lot of American style comics and stuff compared to like Japanese or Japanese influenced manga comics or whatever the case may be, anime, all of that. Because in America, we like to try to really, and maybe it's just me, but in America, we really like to try to skirt away from accountability when it comes to this person can be doing ignorant stuff the whole time, wild and crazy, messing people over, doing all kinds of stuff. But in the end, they're gonna win. But or not win, but they're not going to get treated the way they should. They're going to get some type of mercy or grace. And the thing about stories like Cyberpunk, it went down the way a lot of these other stories go down, especially in anime in like the 90s and stuff. Like, ooh, whether it was violence, whether it was how the story ended, and it kind of went the way I thought it was going to go. I was like, oh man, this is. So the gist of it is David is a dude. He go to school. His mama work hard. All this stuff. She gets they call it a Sandevastine. I believe it's Sandevastine. Upgrades final thing for like cyber implants and stuff. She gets it. She's supposed to sell it to this other guy. Son ends up getting it. Mama dies. Leads him to this whole ordeal. So that's just the short of it. But I like everything that happened, what happened with the characters. I was like, dang. But in my soul, it was, like I said, it was the type of story that I would like to tell. It's like, yo, this is what's going to happen when you go down that road. There is no getting away from that. So it is what it is. I would say that I would watch that. I'd watch it. Before I don't want to. Y'all know I run my mouth about spoilers and all that shit. So I don't want to do that now. I don't want to do that now because this one is one you have to watch and you have to see it for yourself. You have to watch it and see it for yourself and take all of it in. Take all of it in. Now, none of that other stuff. So we talked about all that. Let me talk about what I was going to talk about. First, I'm going to talk about that whole, and I'm not even going to really talk about the whole thing as far as like the whole Martha's Vineyard thing, the people sending the undocumented illegal immigrants, whatever you want to, all that, sending them to Martha's Vineyard up there off the coast of Massachusetts and all that stuff. I made a post about them having the good old Black Lives Matter, everybody, we love everybody stuff, and then the sign where it says keep out, or no, just basically keep out, right? And I have been getting, like, at first it was whatever. It's like, okay, but now I'm getting folks like, yeah, you wrong because this and that, and they help the people, this and that. And listen to me. Here's my thing. The reason why I shared that and why I stand on it, and I don't give a fuck about what nobody's saying, who like what and all that other shit. My reasoning behind it is because Malcolm told us about liberal white folks. And this isn't all of them. This ain't all y'all. That like I'm talking about certain groups. And if it's not you, and if you're white, you're black, whatever, and I'm not talking about you, don't get on here with the hurt ass like you just said on something that you did not like, that did not agree with your black. Like don't do that. Because if I'm not talking about you, what you mad for? What you mad for? If I'm not talking about you. So the thing about it is like I never said that they didn't help them. I didn't say, like, you can look at the post, I didn't say that they didn't help them. And I didn't argue with a lot of folks because the people that were commenting, I don't even know y'all. Like, I've never met y'all. And if you're on my friends list, you don't talk to me about anything else other than to disagree. So what the fuck am I going to sit here and go back and forth with you for? I'm going to just clown you or do something goofy to make you, to get up under your skin. So it's whatever, right? So they didn't keep the people there. Like if you voting for and everybody matter and all this other stuff, but you have no way to help these people and you move off to a coast where you can't get in, where any of these people can't get to you, then there's an issue. There's an issue. You help them and then it's like, okay, we're gonna help you get your ass out of here. What kind of, and the thing about it, I don't like either side. Y'all know me. I don't like either side. I voted for either side. I voted for Democrats, Republicans, Independent, Green. I just look at him like bing, 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 right? I don't have no allegiance to none of these motherfuckers other than my family and the people and my people. Now my family, then black people, and anybody else that want to rock with me. Like, but I have my family and black people and stuff first. That's what and myself first, actually. All of that. So we playing this game where they help and then shoot the people off. And it's like, they helped them. How the fuck did you help them? Like you gave them some food, but they came here to have a place to stay. So then you shoo them off. The Republicans shoo them off. The DeSantis' old goofy ass shoo them off. Then y'all shoo them off. So, and then most likely they send them to Cape Cod. Then they're gonna send them 4 hours away to probably Jersey or New York. But none of y'all. But y'all got money. Like Martha's Vineyard is known for money, but you can't house and help or even integrate 50 people into society with y'all. Like you can't do that. But all of this, we love everybody, and this is the same thing that they do with black folks. This is the same thing that they do with black folks, and we've been getting the brunt of it. I'm not comparing the two, but we've been getting the brunt of it more than anybody else. They come in your neighborhoods when it's time to vote, and they tell you, yeah, you should vote for this person, and this person is amazing, and they love you, black folks, and everything. But you know what? And they march at you, and they yay. But then when it's time to go back to their little neighborhoods, they go back to their neighborhoods. And everything is good. They're not dealing with the situations you got to deal with. And they're not going to let your black ass or your immigrant ass in there. So we champion that. We cool with that. So because you give, and I ain't mad at them, you give them some food and this and that, but you tell them basically, you don't need to be here. There's 15,000 people to stay there, and you talking about a housing crisis. If you got a housing crisis, where you think you about to send them at? Where you think everybody else got the situation? Nobody else, everybody else just got it good? And y'all just go, we got a housing crisis here, and we can't do nothing with these people. Really? But we championing that. So, and then my other thing is this. My thing is like, when it comes to housing people and stuff like that, if y'all cared so much about these people, it's not hard. This is something that I know. It's not hard to set up a situation where you got houses that can house these people and the government pays for it. You can literally do that. But they don't have nothing like that going on over there. But they care so much. But you send them away. You don't have you give them some food and be like, yep, National Guard, come get these motherfuckers up out of here. We don't want them here. Now, I don't agree with what DeSantis is goofy ass. DeSantis is a whole idiot. Let me tell you, DeSantis goofy ass tried to be Trump #2, and he going full racist, and you never go full racist because all you're gonna do is be in the shadow of the original. And it's like, come on, man. If I say one thing about this, then it's you right wing. If I say the other thing, it's like you. Someone just keep talking shit about either side. That's just y'all just gonna be mad either way, and I don't give a fuck. You're just gonna be mad either way. But it doesn't make sense because you don't let them go. You don't let them stay. You got a supposed housing crisis, and I know y'all got houses big enough to where you can house 50 people. Y'all can put them in there and have the government help and do whatever. Y'all can get them jobs and stuff around there, but you don't want them around there. It's the same thing that you go to any of your. I have traveled around, I don't know how many cities, and especially driving around, whether it was my engineering or now what I got my own business where I'm just driving around delivering medical supplies and stuff like that. You go into these spots, and there's these spots where there's a big concentration of everybody else, of Black people, of Mexican people, of Asian people, and then you go out to the outskirts, where there's just a big old concentration of white folks that do not want nobody else around there. And the minute you come around there, they eyeballing you, they watching you, and they'll show you, they're like, oh yeah, this nice and this and that, and this and that. Then it's like, okay, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. One too many, it's time to go. This is the same thing that happened with when Black folks started moving around in Los Angeles and stuff. When Black folks started moving out of parts of the South, too many of you come, it's time to go. We love y'all, but we need you to stay over there. We love you, but stay over there. See, y'all can miss me with that bullshit talking about they helped them and this and that. That's always been the case. As long as you stay your Black or immigrant ass or whatever else over there, we good with you. And it ain't all white folks. White folks stay around. White folks stay everywhere with everybody. We kick it, whatever. This ain't all white folks. But my thing is, 1 minute we talking about white folks and not even white folks. We talking about white supremacy a certain way, and we talk about how they gentrify neighborhoods, go stay out from away from other people, don't really interact, but then pass laws and everything. But then when we come in their neighborhoods, it's an issue and stuff. We talk about that, and we talk about how that's not a good thing. But then when it happens, and this shit like the Martha's Vineyard thing, then suddenly when that happens, is they did so much. These are the same people that call the police on Black folks and get folks shot and stuff. These are the same people in the same type of areas. In that whole Boston racist as hell. So Boston in that whole area racist as hell, known for it. But then is it because it's the Republicans and y'all cool with that? And it's like they did the ignorant shit? Because I don't agree with it, but it is what it is. This is what happened. I'm just talking about what happened. I don't agree with it. But is it because the Republicans did it? Suddenly we champion them doing fuck shit and not keeping and helping these people? Like, and I'm talking about really helping them. Because like I said, you can get government grants to get people housing and stuff like that. And it don't take long to do it. It really doesn't. The government gives out at least 200 million or more to different institutions that house domestic violence, veterans, immigrants, folks straight out of jail, all that, in all these different spots. All these different spots. I know this because it's what I do. So this is why I don't care about what people talk about. Because when you talk about me, I'm like, okay, that's fine, that's good or whatever. But you don't know what it's like to have a house and you can help a family because their last house is going through some bullshit. The landlord doing bullshit to where they can't even live in it because of sewage issues. He not fixing it. He not doing whatever. And they getting booted out and they ain't gonna have a place to stay. Or they got to go into hotels and stuff like that. And you help them with the properties you have. So I don't care about what people say. That's why I just joke because you don't do what I do. And you're not going to. So it is what it is. And you don't know about programs and stuff like that. So to think that they did something amazing because you gave them some food, Black folks been doing that for years. They come in Black neighborhoods, Black folks feed all of them. but we get talked about. We get called all kind of names. We get talked about. We get told that we don't work hard and everything, but we helping folks eat and everything. Like, really? Like, how that work? How that work? So I don't get how 1 minute, actually I do get it, but I don't care how 1 minute is white supremacy is bad, and y'all stay in y'all little nice neighborhoods, and then y'all come and then y'all march with us, then you leave, and you ain't got to deal with the stuff we deal with. Then when they send somebody over there in the group that you don't like, do something and send them over there, then it's like those people did so much to help those people. But these are the same people. These are the same people that we talk about that ain't doing nothing for anybody else, right? And they didn't do what they could have done. They could have helped them. They could have. They could have kept them there, but they didn't, because that's what it is when it comes to these type of societies. Is all you others and stuff, I'm fine with you. I love you to death, but just stay your ass over there. Don't come back over here. If you come over here, we're going to shoot you out, or we're going to call the police on you or something. We love you as long as you stay over there. So no, I don't mind the meme, and it's going to stay up, and you can keep crying and being butthurt about it. I don't give a fuck, because I don't know you, and I don't care to know you. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So I even had, and this is going to go into what I'm going to get on as far as like the movie The Woman King. And I've talked about this before. And my issue with it is that black, like, it's not even, we as black folks continue to take things and explain it away. Like there's no Jewish people that would explain that away. Like, there's no amount of any of it. Like, in my thing, and so I learned about the Dahomey back when I was in Goldsboro, when I was staying with my kids a lot more. Well, not staying with my kids, because I always live with all of them. They always stay with me. But we would read a lot, and we still read here and there, but they're a little bit older, so they're like, we ain't sitting down, listen to this. I'm 17. You ain't gonna sit down and read this to me. I'll read it myself, pops. So when they were little kids, my kids, I would sit them down and I would just read them stories, and I would read them books about African folks and everything, and Black history and stuff like that. That's where I taught my daughter about Ida B. Wells, Fannie Lou Hamer, and all that stuff. And then the homie popped up, and it was basically like, yo, and when a lot of these women, and it started out fine. Like, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie yet or whatever. We'll get into that later. But a lot of the girls might be homeless or whatever the case may be, and then this king, he would take them in and turn them into soldiers, put them through all kind of mess, have them marching like hundreds of thousands of miles and stuff like that, fighting and everything. He would do all that. But then even reading it to my children, it's like, okay, this is amazing. And it was like, this is where Europeans first saw the so-called Amazon, and where the Amazon theory characters came from and everything. All of that was going on. But then after a while, it was like, okay, the Europeans are making contracts with them to where they're like, oh, yo, go get these Africans and bring them to this coast and we'll pay y'all. And I was reading it to my daughters, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't know if I should keep reading this. But I'm like, yo, it's history, and history ain't supposed to make you feel good. It's just not. You're supposed to learn from it and keep on moving. So I kept reading it to them, and it was just like, yo, some of the stuff that they doing in the way, and they were known to be brutal. They were known to be brutal. There was no chopping off hands, legs, heads, half of heads, jawbones, all kind of stuff. They were known to be brutal to other tribes, and these other people that they had in there, whether it was killing people because they had too many, whether it was all kind of mess. And so I'm reading this to my kids, and I'm like, yo, this ain't what y'all want. Like, they're amazing for what they did, because these women, he would keep a small clique of them, like about 12 or so, that would just kind of stay with him to be his like personal guard. Everything he would send out there, because he had male fighters, and they would go out. But it was like, yo, when I really want something done, I'm sending these Dahomey women, and they're gonna tear through anybody. And I loved reading that part to my daughters. That was cool. But when it came to the slave part, I was like, oh no, I can't get with that. No. And so my thing is that we as black folks, and you cannot put yourself in that. That's fine. I don't give a fuck. Don't put yourself in that group. I'm not talking for you. That's fine. I'm not talking for you. I'm talking for me. Let's talk about we. Me. I think talk about we. I don't have to talk about we. I ain't got no mouse in my pocket or nothing. Me. Me. I don't think that these type of things should be seen, especially with somebody else, when white folks or whoever else is helming the story, and we not controlling it. It goes back to what I was talking about with the Little Mermaid thing. You have to control your stories, or you're gonna get bullshit, and then you're gonna get fed this bullshit, and you're gonna get told if you don't like the bullshit, you the one that's crazy. So people tell you need to learn, you need to understand, you need to read, and then you read and you find out what's going on. And I've said this before: you read, especially with black folks, then you read. I'm reading the stuff, I know what's going on, then I'm told I'm wrong. Like, so is it that I read and understand, or is it that I don't read and I just go along with it? Because we live in a society right now where you're just supposed to take and. This is why I like George Carlin, because he talked about this. It was like you're supposed to take and just get shovel. Don't think about what the fuck they telling you. Don't think about what you're getting fed. Just take it in, enjoy it, turn your brain off. I see y'all on social media say this shit all the time, especially with Marvel movies. Y'all be, look, you just gotta watch it and enjoy it. You just turn your mind off and go in there and watch it. You sound dumb as hell. Why would I turn my mind off? Why would I turn my mind off? I swear for God. Then the same people want to pop up on your post and be like, well, you know, in 45 this, in Captain America 28, or this time, that's not what was said. This happened. So 1 minute, even in entertainment issues, it's I don't have to be accurate. I just gotta take in the dumb shit. Then the next minute I gotta be on point. So I just do it like listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all one thing. Any of y'all that got this thing where y'all worried about what you like, worried about saying what you got to say in public and stuff, fuck all that. Say what you got to say. Let your heart, say what you got to say, especially because I'm not advocating for nobody to get hurt. I ain't talking about none of that. We just talking about in general. Say what you got to say. Because these motherfuckers going to bust you over your head no matter what. It don't matter if you positive saying everything going to bust you over your head. It don't matter if you the most evil motherfucker on the planet. They going to bust you over your head. So do not hold your tongue and be nervous about what you got and what you bring to the world. Because we got a whole group of universes that in a whole world that you see that needs to get out there. Fuck what they talking about. Even me. They don't like, even me. I just be talking sometimes. It's just wild shit. Just be talking. So it is what it is. But my thing is, you wouldn't see no Jewish people, and there were a lot, you wouldn't see no Jewish people praising the movie saying, well, we should watch it, or we should give it a chance, or at least Sarah Silverman is in it, and we got to give her a chance. You wouldn't see that. You wouldn't see Jewish people saying, you know what? This movie about, what's his name? Warner Goldberg. You know what? We need to give it a chance, or Jacob Jims, and it may be Gims. I could be pronouncing it, but Goldberg and Jims, they both worked with Nazis to help catch Jews during the Holocaust and stuff. You wouldn't hear no Jewish people saying that. So why is it that when it comes to us, everything we do, like Amos Wilson said, why is it that everything we do goes to empower everybody else, white folks and everybody else, except for ourselves? Everything we take in is empowering everybody else. And then they got the nerve to tell you, if you don't like it, you don't know what you're talking about. And the funny thing is, you want to know something? The funny thing is, like, none of this went down when what was it? I'm going blank. When the Nat Turner movie came out a couple of years ago, they weren't doing this. They were doing the complete opposite. They were talking about the movie, talking about how trash it was, how bad it was, and everything. It's just another slave movie. It is terrible. It hated people, all that, everything. Everything when that Rise of a Nation, Birth of a Nation. There you go. Appreciate it. When the Birth of a Nation movie came out, it was everything. It was everything other than what that man put out, what he put out, and what it was meant to be. And it was still a slave movie, and even now I was like, oh, I can't, I don't want to keep watching this. But I watched it and it was like, okay, I understand, but I didn't like the outcome, but you knew that was going to be the outcome. So how was it that with that is that's getting treated one way, but then fast forward years later, this one is getting treated another way. And I'm telling y'all, the newest way to market is basically hate and evil marketing. It's just hate marketing. It's like, if you don't like this, you are racist, or if you don't like this, you don't like black women. If you don't, it's all of that. And my man Ruben always joke with me about this. Like, you just hate us. So I was like, well, I guess I do. I guess I just hate black women, even though we got black girls, black ladies, take care of folks, pay for, do whatever, work with folks, understand, do all this. But you still hate them. It's still this deep-seated thing that I can't stand seeing them in power. So it is what it is. But it's like we don't see that from other cultures. But for some reason, we keep explaining away this shit. And something I was thinking about was like, how are we going to complain about folks? Because one dude made a comment talking about, oh my God, this Ron DeSantis is trying to take away our history in schools. And I know what that idiot is doing, and all them goofballs with that mess. I don't even say it. It's the words, I don't even say it. But y'all know what it is about the race and stuff and teaching in the schools and stuff. How are we gonna have a problem? Like, we have a problem with that. We have a problem with that happening. But then we go out and we support movies that are clear bullshit when it comes to our so-called history. So, like, where's maybe I'm not putting them together. Y'all know me. I ain't the sharpest tool. I ain't never claimed to be. But I'm just saying, like, how are we putting that together? Like, you don't want them to take away history, but then we go and support, and we talk about how we got to support stuff that is historically wrong, screwed up, and messed up, that does not benefit us. You don't hear about all that. Even in school, when it came to you read Fiddler. When it comes to Jewish people, you read Fiddler. And I respect what Jewish people done. It's like, for me personally, in my house and stuff, I take notes of what they've done. Because that's why I don't go back and forth with a lot of people. It's like, and if I do, it's just gonna be some bullshit. But I don't go back and forth with people because it's like, yo, Jewish people are like, no, this is the line. You do not cross it. You do not cross it. You're not going to talk about this with us. You're not going to bring this shit back up, because if you even bring it up and you give it an inch, motherfucker's going to take a yard. And we don't get that. We get, well, we need to watch it and maybe we can learn. Ain't nothing to learn from it. Jewish people don't need to learn from the Holocaust, and maybe we can learn. They know that from the start, we're not going to let you even grumble about us, because that's how it gets started. You go back to it, it didn't start with like Hitler and them just like, we got you. It started with them grumbling about it. Oh, well, these Jewish people, they don't do this and that, or they lazy, or they kind of like them Negroes, and they not pure white people. Maybe we shouldn't have them around here. That's how it always started. Even with the original Birth of a Nation, came with little jokes and stuff, and then they used that back in the early 1900s, late 18s, something like that. They used that as a whole thing. Like, look, look at these goofy Negroes, because most of the people in that first movie, First Birth of a Nation, wasn't even black people. It was just white folks. It was white folks in blackface. So they're making jokes and got folks dancing around and shit on the movie, and this ain't black folks. They making caricatures and laughing at black folks and stuff, and it started as a joke. Then next thing you know, Jim Crow pop up. Then these movies pop up. Then they start talking about how black men gonna be raping you, and they got black women tooting it up and willing to do whatever. And then next thing you know, it's black women is oversexed and everything from these movies that black folks wasn't fine with. And so we keep letting these things go on. We keep talking about, oh, we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be fun. This is great. And I don't really know about the history, but you know what? This is great. And then when wild shit happens, we don't understand why it happens. But why? Man, that's sad. We just need to come together. And when we was trying to come together and do like the other people that did, our gay and lesbian folks, they don't even let certain things happen. And I understand. I ain't mad at you. Don't let it happen. You don't let that happen. You don't let that shit get too far, because when it gets too far, then you got other people telling you what your story is and how your story came out. There is no reason. There is no reason. That's like a black person going to write the Jewish story and telling them, you know, what, y'all wrong. Warner Goldberg and everything were fine, and before they ended, before the Holocaust ended, they felt sorry. They felt sorry. They wanted to do better. Ain't nobody gonna take that. So I'm like, come on, really? Like, is this what we doing? So that's how I see it. That's how I see it. I ain't about to fight nobody over it. that's where it came from, and it's just no, we not. Y'all want it's like when it comes to like this whole white supremacy thing, how everybody like to talk about it so much on the internet and stuff. Y'all want to pick and choose how you want to be dominated. Like it's like y'all are fine with being dominated in certain areas. Like, man, these white folks over here in Martha's Vineyard, they helped out so much. They just did so much. When they got room, they got money, they got all this other stuff. But as long as they just help us out and get us out their way, we fine with it. These other motherfuckers, the Republicans, they did some stupid shit, and then they just came to the rescue. Help. Really help them. Give them a place to stay. But no, you send them off where they ain't around you, and they ain't in your backyard. You fine with that. And then the same thing with these movies. Like, yo, we complain about white supremacy and stuff, but then they put a black face on it and they put it out there. Then y'all be like, yeah, we got to support it because it's black. Well, no, we don't. No, we don't. We're not good with this. No, this isn't something that should be supported and should be put out in front of us, because we know historically it was wrong. It was wrong. Jewish people ain't gonna let that happen, and I study them a lot. It's like Jews don't let you they don't let you move in on them. No way, no how. You're not coming in here telling us how we gonna do. You're not gonna call us whatever you want to and think you're gonna walk away fine from it. You're not gonna, without anybody getting on your ass. You're not going to make any movie about us and put this out, because we understand that entertainment is a form of propaganda that influences the way you think. It just is. Hell, Edward Bernays talked about this, and I've talked about that in his book, Propaganda. And he's the main one that has been in the government and everything before he died, with strategic marketing and propaganda campaigns and stuff. He's one of the main ones that has done it. He tell you all kind of stuff. He's swayed all kind of stuff. But then we're always just, man, it's just entertainment. We should be fine with it. Okay. All right. Be fine with it. For you and yours, not me. I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of that. So after there has to be a point where we say, no, we're not good with that. We're not going to let this be a representation of who we are. We're not going to let this be a representation of what we do. That's just me. That's what I see. That's how I see it. Because you're not going to put that out and then act like it's fine. You're not going to do stuff and be like, you're not going to be like, yo, these people did so much that they helped these people so much, and they just, no, you stay away from people. You purposely move to these areas where there's no black people, where there's no other people, and then play this, oh, we love y'all, but as soon as we get out there, you dip, or you calling the police, getting folks shot, getting us up out of there. Let more than 2 or 3 black families pop up. Then it's gonna be issues. How do we go from that bullshit show Them, but everybody was talking about, yeah, I understand about redlining, how they did black people with houses. How do we go from that to being like, these people up there were just so great, they were just doing so much? It's the same thing they've always done. They've done it with black folks. It's like, yo, even with slavery, it was like, these are the same type of white folks in Martha's Vineyard that if it was slavery, they'd be like, yo, it's wrong, but we ain't gonna do nothing to stop it. Just keep it over there. Don't bring it over here. And then when you bring it over here, only a few of y'all are allowed here. When black folks were getting themselves out of slavery and stuff, it wasn't like the North was like, hey, we open arms, bring yourselves up here. Lincoln and all the other ones was like, yo, we can send them back to Liberia. We can send them to Liberia and stuff. It wasn't like these so-called liberal white folks. They'd be like, oh, no, we'll help you. Stay your black asses down in the South or go over there. Don't come over here. Too many of y'all come up here. We got to go. We talk about and learn about white flight and all this other shit, but then magically media tells you, oh, they helped them so much. This is amazing. What? We know history done told us different. But you mad at me. You mad at me for sharing a meme about what they did. We can go back and study all this. Too many white folks, too many black folks, too many other folks get around. It's time to go. We out of here. White folks is like, we out of here. And not all white folks. Again, this ain't, I'm not that dude. Not all white folks. Not all white folks, not all Mexicans, not all of it. But that's what we talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the ones that are doing it. And then you got there talking about a housing crisis. You motherfuckers want me to believe this. And then you got the facts. They don't give a fuck about them giving you some food and then shooing them people away. Them motherfuckers got them out of there as fast as they got in there. Like, come on, really? All the history that shows that they don't want you around. Even the liberal motherfuckers, they only pop up even in real life. These motherfuckers don't even go to black churches besides once or twice a year in election seasons. Like, I've watched it. I've watched it in the hood. Y'all know in Goldsboro, North Carolina. I'm down there and I'm watching them. They come one time when they pastor come do some little preaching. Other than that, they don't bring their asses around the hood to do no kind of, and that's usually in some type of election season. They trying to tell you they pastors coming down for some little celebration to tell you about who you should vote for. And black folks is, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. I'm so happy you down here. You know we here, but you don't come around and do nothing. You don't come around and help nothing. But we just so happy to see you. And again, I ain't talking about the white person that's there all the time. I ain't talking about you. You cool. You whatever. You there. You with us. You ain't doing no bullshit. You're not trying to hit us over our head. Nothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these Martha Vineyard ass motherfuckers. So y'all can complain, bitch and moan as much as you want to. It ain't gonna change history. They like you over there. Everything is fine, but once you get into their backyard, it's an issue. From the black folks that got shot, black folks that get police called on them, and everything else in these type of neighborhoods. We're not gonna play this where just because you don't like the Republicans. I don't give a fuck about them either. But just because you don't like them, we're not gonna play this where they was just so instrumental in helping these people and all sorts of shit. No, y'all talk about it. Help them then. Really help them. You care about them so much and everything. Really help them. But it's the same thing with black folks. And my thing is so many black folks just sitting here jumping out the window for it. Like, y'all know how this go? Like, really? Like, y'all know how this goes. So it is what it is. Y'all know how it goes. But I'm gonna finish doing what I gotta do and cooking and getting stuff together for my black women in my house. The ones I hate so much because I don't agree with a movie. I don't agree with that, so I shouldn't be cooking for black women and stuff and taking care of them because, I hate them because I don't agree with a movie or something like that or a rapper, I don't agree with that, so I hate them according to y'all on social media. So I'm going to finish taking care of my family and get this food together for them and everything and finish cooking. I have some stuff on the grill, some other shit. As always, go to akachicomics.com, pre-order Void Beast Chapter 4. We still run until the 23rd. I'm going to be getting everything together, getting it out to folks and everything. And let me know what you think. I mean, I'm not going to change where I'm standing at, but you can talk about it too amongst yourselves or whatever, but I'm not going to change where I stand at about it. That's what I said. And it is what it is. So I'll holler at y'all later. I hope y'all have a good Sunday, rest of your weekend and everything. And always remember that I love all of y'all and I want the best for all of y'all, but I don't like a lot of y'all. I love you, but I don't like you. So the ones I like and love, you know who you is. You know who you is. You know who you are. But outside of that, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.